I've created over 300 paid ad campaigns, and today I'm going to be breaking down my exact four-step formula to create simple $1 million ad campaigns for permanent makeup. So as long as your goal is to run a profitable marketing campaign to get new bookings predictably, this will work for you. Plus, I'm even going to be breaking down and showing you some of my top performing client examples so you can see exactly how it works. Okay, so just quickly, just before I explain, how my four-step formula actually works, I'll just mention, which paid ads are actually best, and it'll be super quick, just take about 45 seconds. So firstly, like most PMU artists, you've probably tried running Facebook ads or Instagram ads just because that's what everyone is talking about. But the problem with like meta ads like Facebook or Instagram is that you're sort of interrupting people who aren't even looking for permanent makeup right now. And since permanent makeup is like quite a considered purchase, like it's a tattoo on someone's face and it also costs like a fair bit, then it's kind of like shouting like about brows at a party. Maybe someone's interested, but most people aren't. Whereas Google ads, they're very different. So people literally typing, PMU artist in your city or like best eyebrow tattoo near me, and they're basically already looking for your services. So all you really need to do is show up, and then Google ads let you show up first in on Google when someone's searching that. So instead of like chasing like disinterested leads with like Facebook ads, you get like warm, basically like ready to book clients who are basically just searching for you. So that's why I do recommend Google ads when it comes to running paid ads, and that's why they perform so much better for permanent makeup. So now that we've gone through that, we can go through my four-step formula to create a $1 million Google ad. So the first step is attraction. So this is the first and most crucial part is, starting by creating the right type of Google ad, because the most common mistake I see PMU artists making when it comes to making Google ad is that they sort of advertise all their services, brows, lips, eyeliner, maybe even paramedical, just in one single ad. But in reality, the only thing you need to focus your ad on is brows. And the reason for that is because 90% of people searching on Google for PMU services right now just start with brows. So basically 90% of people searching on Google when it comes to permanent makeup, they're searching for like microblading ombre brows or just brow permanent makeup in general. So that other 10% may be searching for lips or eyeliner. That doesn't give us enough people searching for like lips or eyeliner every single day to actually create a successful ad to target those people. So we want to target that 90%. Which is why you just want to focus your ad on brows. So this is a real example from one of my clients, which is performing really well right now. So this ad, it speaks directly to someone just searching for PMU brows, and that's why it works. So in terms of what to include in your actual Google ad in the attraction phase, so the first phase, so the ad elements to include are, the search term you want to target, for example, microblading near me. So here I've done PMU brows, bag shot, or like permanent makeup or permanent brows in bag shot. Like basically that's the keyword that I'm trying to show up for. So basically what that means is when someone's on Google, they're searching permanent brows in bag shot, which is the location in this case, then I want to show up for that first. So basically if I put that keyword in my ad, then someone who's just searched that, they're going to be like, oh, that's exactly what I want. Let me click on that. So you basically get more clicks that way. And you also want social proof. So basically what that means is just talk about your reviews or just build credibility around you. So like 100% 5 out of 5-star reviews, like that works great. And then of course location, because people, they usually want a local artist to them. Obviously they're willing to travel a bit because they want it done right, but it obviously has to be like somewhat nearby. So obviously put your location in the ads and they know you're close to them. So that's it in terms of the first step, the attraction phase. But now we go into nurturing. So once someone's clicked on your ad, the job isn't really done just because all they've done is clicked on your ad. So now we need something called a landing page to take that click from the ad to an actual inquiry. So what I see most PMU artists doing wrong at this stage with their campaigns is that they run their ads to just a regular website homepage. But if you do that, then your ad is, said one thing, which is browse, but then your like website homepage is saying something completely different because it's going to talk about all your treatments, and that's like especially the case if you do other treatments like like paramedical or aesthetics, and it's just going to be talking about like tens of different treatments. So it's kind of like me titling this video like 4 proven steps to create a $1 million PMU paid ad campaign, but than just going on a spiel about how to run Pinterest ads. Like those are two completely different things, and obviously you're not going to continue watching in that case. Just like if you run your ad to your regular website homepage, and people are obviously going to leave and they're not going to book. And I say that from experience, just from actually testing it out. So yeah, here's an example. So like, let's say, obviously this is like an economic example, but like 50% off sale, and then you have something completely different, like all new arrivals. Obviously, that's not congruent, and obviously they're not going to continue and actually buy. So that's why you need a landing page, which is basically just a single page that matches with what your ad said, yeah, in the ad. So now in terms of what to put on the landing page, so basically the goal of the landing page in like what we're actually need to put on there is just to instill confidence in the visitor that's on there that you will give them the results that they actually want, because in the end that's what they're looking for with permanent makeup. So basically what we're going to want to do is include your before and afters, like photos and reviews, and then niche down. So basically just focus on your sort of like ideal client, or the client that you get the most. So like if you're attracting like women 50 to 70, then like say that directly and say like you're the number one expert in your area for like mature skin, and then that just works a lot better. And then the third thing we want to do is add USPs and a clear button to book, so that they choose you just because you're the easiest option, but also the most trusted option with USPs and a clear way to book. So in terms of USPs, so some of the USPs that you can use to make the most money with Google Ads are basically like 1,000 or 2,000, like even 4,000, happy clients, or however many you've had, or like X times award-winning studio, like how many awards you have or amount of experience. And then in terms of ways that you can sort of niche down on your most common client, well, if you mainly attract like busy mums who want to save time every day, that's a niche. Or if you mainly attract black women or women 50 plus, or busy professionals, or active women, alopecia clients, Asian skin, chemo patients. I mean, the list goes on. Those are just some examples. But basically your most common type of client that you obviously like working with, and that you have like a lot of before and afters of, then that's who you want to niche down on. And I'll be showing you in a sec how that actually works. So yeah, let me show you now. So for example, this is how it works. So your niche would go here. So your demographic, that's kind of like your niche. So for example, for one of my clients, I would have done get natural looking brows that suit your unique features from Surrey's #1 permanent brow specialist for mature skin. And then all the before and afters of the page were obviously of, mature women. So that's why it worked so well, just because we were like focused on that sort of like audience. So people reading the page, they'd be like, oh, she knows exactly the kind of brows I want. I'm going to trust her to actually do my brows right. And then she got the consultation, which obviously turned into booking. So yeah, that's just an example. You can screenshot that. I've got loads of other videos on my channel that walk you through exactly how to make that. I'll be getting onto that in the end. Okay, so now step 3 of the process is conversion. So, automating a process from leads, because basically the landing page has now got you the inquiry, but now we need that inquiry to actually turn into a consultation booked on your calendar, which will then turn into a client. So we have like the conversion phase. So now we need to turn, yeah, so I basically just said that, but the goal here is to do it without you even having to lift a finger, just so you can focus on like doing the actual treatments, or yeah, just doing what you like. So we use something called Kyra, the AI assistant basically. So when someone texts or WhatsApp you after reading a landing page, then Kyra, which I have a video on my channel showing you exactly how to set it up, then replies to them, confirms their interest, answers the questions they might have, and then books them in for a consult on your calendar. So it sounds really human, it's obviously really fast, and then basically the advantage here is that it books leads on your calendar just on autopilot. So that's why it's great. And then we have the final step, which is ascending, so maximizing the lifetime value of a customer. I'll get into what that means in a sec. So basically, the goal here is to avoid the one and done model, like the plague really. So let's say a new client books brows for like $600. So that's great, but that's only really at the start. That's only like barely scratching the surface in terms of how much money they can bring you in the long term. Because if you do deliver an amazing experience, which I'm sure you will, then they'll come back every year for touch-ups. They'll obviously tell their friends, and then they'll book other services, which is really the driver of, them bringing you even more money, basically. So obviously, so that one client, could be worth well over like $6,000 just over 10 years, and that's really the lifetime value of client. So instead of just seeing it as, oh, I got one client that's $600, when in reality, over 10 years they're going to be worth like 10 times that to you. So that's exactly why we use a profit boost script, which is basically just a 30-second or less script that you can use to upsell each and every of your clients to multiple treatments, which can even like 2x their value. So that's the exact script I use with my clients. But yeah, that's basically the fourth step of the process, which is like extending the customer value. So yeah, so these are my 4 proven steps. So you can go and create a Google ad campaign that makes you millions of dollars. But if you want to learn exactly how to like actually set up a Google ad campaign, step by step, then you can click on the next video, which is going to be coming up in a sec. Just after this one finishes, it's going to look a bit like that, and that's basically a guide that shows you how to set up Google Ads, from setting up the account to getting your first booking step by step, so you can implement everything I've just shown you. But yeah, thanks for watching.